This is the 2020 Mazda CX-30 all-wheel drive GT. It is a raised-up Mazda 3 with lots of plastic cladding around to give it a rugged look. Prices start at 24,000 Canadian, but this GT model is 36. It is for sure one of the best-looking crossovers with its sharp, typical Mazda lines. Some people have complained that the plastic cladding around is a little bit too much. Personally, I don't agree. I like it. The 18-inch wheels look posh with their glossy gunmetal gray color, and the twin exhaust pipes at the rear are 100% real. The beautiful design continues to the inside. Mazda has really blurred the lines between budget and premium. This interior definitely feels more upmarket than economy. Soft-to-the-touch materials have been used in most places, and the cushioning where your elbows touch is the softest I've ever seen in a car, ever. Fit and finish is great, and ergonomically, everything works well. Visibility is the first problem you might notice in this car. I mean, the A-pillars are quite thick and the mirror kind of joins. There's like a very narrow gap in between, so when you're approaching an intersection, especially if there are pedestrians waiting to cross, it might hide some of them, so you need to work your way around it. And also when you turn left, this B-pillar is a little bit too thick and right in your face, so it can hide a whole car in your blind spot. Blind spot monitors are standard, so they definitely help. Technology is not groundbreaking. There's no wireless charging, but you do get Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. That is wired, of course. The instrument cluster is digital and quite simple. I actually like it, as you also get a nice heads-up display to complement it. In terms of roominess, it's not much roomier than a regular Mazda 3 hatch. The sunroof is a small one, nothing fancy, but I guess it's because they caved in the roof at the back to give it a bit more headroom. Legroom could be pretty tight if the driver is tall. The trunk is 572 liters to the ceiling. It's not the largest in the segment, but definitely adequate and very usable. The power tailgate is a bonus. The best thing about this CX-30 is definitely the suspension tuning. They've done a wonderful job making it able to soak up everything you go over, but at the same time, it never feels disconnected. The car always feels sporty and very hooked to the road, which I guess is a common Mazda feature nowadays. The steering is sharp and satisfies the driver with its feel, and the brake pedal is also firm and sporty. Handling-wise, with the G Torque Vectoring Control Plus system, which is Mazda's torque vectoring control, the advanced one, this one actually feels very nimble and very willing to turn in. If you keep it below its limits, it's a very sporty experience that differs very slightly from the regular Mazda 3 hatch. If you start pushing too hard in the turns, it will lean and complain and understeer, and then use its electronics to kind of limit your madness and your expectations and make you a bit more sensible. The chassis is definitely more capable than the naturally aspirated 2.5-liter 4-cylinder Skyactiv G engine, which makes 186 horsepower and 186 pound-feet of torque. It has made it to a 6-speed automatic with paddle shifters, which is a good transmission, but it could use a couple more gears to keep up with modern trends. 0 to 100 kilometers an hour comes in 8.7 seconds. It doesn't feel super fast, but for sure, it picks up pace once you ask for it. Yes, the 4-cylinder does get a little bit harsh and noisy when you really hammer it. I mean, the torque comes in at 4,000 RPM versus all the modern little turbocharged units. But overall, I have to say performance is not a highlight, but it's definitely not a problem. Fuel economy is good, as you can average about 9 liters per 100 kilometers, so running costs are reasonable. There's no start-stop, but there is cylinder deactivation, which is harder to monitor as it works, but I guess it does work. With wireless charging and perhaps heated rear seats, it would have been much better, but even as is, the CX-30 GT is a great crossover for those wanting a little bit of everything. My overall score is 8.5 out of 10, and I would have to say this is probably our top pick in the segment. If you like this video, please remember to share, subscribe, like, dislike if you didn't like it, maybe, not really. Anyway, till next time, be well.
Perfect. perfect.